Just in case I'm live right now, folks, I always give it a few minutes because it'll cut off my introduction if I don't do that. Uh, how you guys doing? I'm Michael Noland. Welcome to the bottom line. Tonight is Tribal Forum number 58, and we're going to be doing kind of a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, a farewell to Ozzy Osbourne when the story is bigger than the name. We're going to have to start asking ourselves, folks. One of my latest streams was called Are We Living in the Last Days of Rock, with the passing of Ozzy, the passing of a legend? Is this that death bell toll that we're dealing with? Now, as my longtime viewers know, I've covered and usually do at least once a year stars that have passed, right? On my last one, it included everybody that had died in 2024, but I was late getting it out. So I had included some folks right up to, I think it was the beginning of February. And then I did a catch up at about halfway through the year, and the list was almost as long as the entire 2024, with a couple of months of 2025 added in. So Ozzy died at 76 years old. Some people say he was born in 1949. He was born in 1948, December 3rd. Okay, so but 76, and we're going to be discussing the story around that. Now, I also have had to deal with some channel business here prior to coming up. That's why I was a little late. And so when we get to my main kind of presentation, you'll see me referring to my notes. I usually spend the time that I've just spent in the last half hour kind of going over it so that I can just do it by memory, right? I only have a few words on each note and everything, but if you see me looking down tonight, that's so that I can give you a better presentation, if not an actual performance. All right. So the channel business, first of all, I got a note from Divining Dragon. If you're not seeing Divining Dragon in the chat right now, Christian won't be with us tonight. He is sitting with his mother at her rehab center, taking care of family. We totally understand. Our hearts and our prayers go out to you, Christian. You'll be missed. And as far as I'm concerned, brother, family before everything, you are a rock star. I see so many of the usual suspects in. I see, of course, I see Storm Cop. Welcome, James, John Foster, Caitlin, Franco Blondie, White Monkey. Hey, good to see you, Blondie. Let's see. Oberheim's in. All right. Good to see you, Brandon. Who else do we have here? Rockin' Robin Bird, Deuces Wild, Frank of Donna the Frank. I am one of us. Welcome, brother. Who else is here? There's so many of you. Jay Kleban, been with me a long time. Dr. Rick, hope all's going well for you, Doc. Doc has had to deal with some things lately, as Storm Cop. We get to know each other a little bit on this stream, and these people are, like everybody I'm mentioning here, are cornerstones to this channel. Who else? Because Irger Split and Loudon Boomer, I thought you weren't going to make it, brother. Welcome. I'm glad you did. Deuces Wild, in case I didn't mention him. I thought I did, though. Boy. And if I've missed any of you, I'm just trying to make sure. I am so sorry. There's so many of you. There is so many of you. Okay. So the reason I said I need to take care of some channel business here is, this stream is an ongoing story. And I also put myself right out on the line when I do my streams. You get my opinion, right? It's heartfelt, and it's what I believe, right? But I also know that many of you don't agree with my opinion. That's why I set up this channel so that you, and especially the forum, if you don't agree with me, let me know, right? On anything that I speak about. But I'm going to go over to take my screenshot here over to my last stream. It was entitled "Rock and Roll is Dying and Greed is the Culprit," right? And I pinned this comment. This is from Doc Insomnia, or Dr. Insomnia, if we're going to be formal, right? And this is what it says. He says, "Great tribal forum last night." I agree with you, Doc. It was. I don't know if you noticed, but somewhere at the halfway point, some trolls started spamming you and accusing the tribe of all sorts of atrocities. All right, now that kind of piqued my interest, Doc. You can let me know. I've got this pinned. Let me know.
Hi. Natalie Carly.
Oh my goodness.
Came in with
Oh, good Lord. Natalie, I didn't even see you in the comments.
So much.
Let me go back and I'll get back to this comment because this has a lot to do uh, with how I approach these live streams and everything. I think it's time to clear the air, you know. Let me see this. Natalie, if I missed you before, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to miss you right now. Give you a thumbs up. I'm on another thing. Otherwise, I'd heart that sucker in a minute. Let's see. Love to all who are here tonight. Oh, now see, that is going to fit into what I'm going to be talking about. All right. Because love, harmony, and all of that. See, first of all, if you're a new viewer tonight, this tribe that we talk about, the Tribal Forum, we're a group of people that come from all sorts of walks of life, different countries, different continents, right? Different cultures. We have different political beliefs, religious beliefs. Uh, our philosophies are different, right? But when we come here, we lay all that aside and we try to discuss classic rock. There's plenty to argue about when you're talking about classic rock, and there's lots of drama, as I will talk about tonight when we get to one particular rock star's so called tribute to Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, hi,
right?
John Foster just came in.
Oh my goodness. Hi, John. Good to see you. There's a like. Oh, good. And just a $2 super thanks. John, thank you so much. Natalie, thank you so much.
So nice.
You are keeping this channel together, and I'll go over that in a minute. Now, if I run too long in my intro, folks, just bear with me here. I'll cover everything I've got ready to cover tonight. I'm not going to be on Roy, so I could go up right up maybe 5 minutes before he's on. So if I have to stay on that long to cover everything, I absolutely will. All right, so let me get back over to this comment from Doc here. Now, he said accusing atrocities. That bothers me, and you need to let me know in this, Doc, because now you're talking about all you folks, and that's when I get pissed. You know, you want to come at me, I'm a big boy, right? But you leave my damn tribe alone. Plain and freaking simple. Okay?
Came in with us.
Oh, my goodness. Let me. I may even get to this comment tonight, folks. Let me do this. Let's see. No,
Jurgis Flitton is wonderful.
Oh, he is absolutely Gear Jam. I like to call him Gear Jam. When he checks in here, for some reason it comes out with this account, but he basically usually checks in as Gear Jam. So you'll see me, kind of calling him that every once in a while too. Swinging the deuce hammer, he says. Oh my goodness. And another, both. Irga Splitten says, swinging the deuce hammer. What that means is the power of two. Sometimes we get rather large donations to the channel. And I've always said, look, first of all, I do this for you, the viewer. If you have no, predilection to ever give on YouTube ever, but you kind of enjoy the comment, the content. That's why I do this, right? But then there are some who, go the distance, give me a thumbs up. That's cool. Others join, or well, they join. We have a membership,
Oh,
right? Oh
hi.
my goodness.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
Lord.
Deuces came
Speaking
in.
of other
Oh,
larger
Deuces Wild.
donations, Deuces
You're
Wild
so
is in at
wonderful.
$20. Thank you so much, Deuce.
Oh,
Let
oh,
me like that.
Deuce.
Says
Thank
Ozzy has been weighing heavy on my
oh,
mind. Yeah,
Deuces
me too,
Wild.
brother. As of late, as is Hulk Hogan. I caught your comment before on that. Another icon I grew up with, looking up to, been praying his music and or playing. It's the color of this super thanks. It's playing tricks with my eyes. Um, been playing his music and watching live shows. Me too, me too, me too, brother. Uh, Galore in honor of his memory. What he did
Oh,
for music is vital. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Oz. Absolutely. And we're going to be talking about that because Oz, yeah, I'm going to hold on until I can get that. Um, Let me get back over here because I wanted to cover this before we get started on that. And I was waiting for one of our neighbors to quit cranking on his motorcycle out past. Okay. All righty then. I'd like to have more information on what atrocities they're talking about, but here's where
oh.
I can. This is what I can um, respond to. He goes on to say, and accused you, that would be me, folks, of being a Marxist hypocrite, and all this was happening as I got on the bus. So, of course, I timed him out for 24 hours, the max. I take my wrench seriously. Have a great troll free day. And you know what, Doc? Hopefully, we will. All right, because we're going to talk about this. And thank you so much to you folks that are new. If you see a wrench by certain commenters' names, then those are what I call the tribal marshals. And if we get trolls on the channel, they time them out. Now, I've got Kimberly on major troll alert tonight, so she may be a little late in responding to you guys. Um, because I don't want to mess with this crap anymore. There's another YouTube content creator that streams and often says there's no such thing as a bad boy. You want to bet, right? You want to bet. Okay, so we all know who this troll is. You're not going to get any ink here tonight. All right. That's not going to happen, right? We're going to shut your ass down as fast as possible every single time. And on top of everything else, uh, let's answer your question. Now, remember, we were talking about concert ticket prices on my last stream. We're talking about the Grateful Dead charging so many, right? So much to see them at Golden Gate Park. All right, my neck of the woods. I'm telling you, anyway, and a lot of fans were upset about it. And I also, on top of that, noticed that every single news station that covered it didn't mention that ever. Merely that the most critical that concert kind of press coverage that concert's gotten is that neighbors are complaining about parking. Okay, all right, because people are parking wrong, and it's a clusterfuck over there, evidently. All right, and I was critical of those prices, right? So it's been a while since I looked up the word Marxist, and so I did. And here's what a Marxist is: a Marxist is someone who adheres to or is a follower of the theories of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, particularly their analysis and history through the lens of class struggle. All right. What is class struggle? Marxism views history as a series of conflicts between different social classes, owners of capital, and working class. All right. The goal of this classless society that Marxists our proponents are, the ultimate goal of Marxism is to create a society where social classes are abolished and resources are distributed more equitably. So, first of all, son, you need to educate yourself. I know you're just a young man, young pup, you know, but I'm tired of you sucking on my tit, right? Uh, it's time for you to go forth in the world. All right. Were you calling me a Marxist because I wanted more fair prices for people? And if you gave one iota of energy to following me instead of grabbing opportunities to troll me, you dumb shit, you would know that I am quite in favor of capitalism. Nutcase. All right. So do your homework next time and let me know, Kimberly, if a troll shows up because I want him 86,000 seconded out of here. And then I can go right to that one and I'll report his ass to YouTube. I'm not dealing with you anymore, son. Shoo shoo. Shoo shoo. Go to mommy. She'll deal with you. She always deals with you, not me. Ever. Okay, so let's get on to nicer things here. All right, channel's still at 46K. We're still running into problems. We'd be at 46, 4 or 5 by now. We're get a lot of you are complaining that you're being first of all, your notifications are being turned off, and a lot of you uh, go over and you find out that's not only true, but that you've been unsubscribed. I've been telling you I'm going to cover a little bit of that every intro. Please keep it in mind that you're going to have to check that. There's nothing that I can do about it because of shadow banning. Huh? Shadow banning. Huh? I never heard that. What is that? All right. But something's going on that it's beyond my control. And by the way, all these fine people I'm going to read here next, and the people that I've answered their super thanks tonight, are keeping this channel alive. I saw that. My goodness, I'll have to go over.
Oh, Deuce, you're so wonderful.
It's Deuce again, is it? All right. I covered that. Let me get back to tonight's stream. All right. Okay, here we go. Click. Deuce is wild in with a $5 super thanks. Thank you so much, Deuce. I don't see a Marxist. I see a freedom loving rock star. Just look at that beautiful shirt, right? And Kimberly even gave me time to do my hair. Oh yeah. Tonight, wasn't that nice? Right? Swear to God, this happened. I walked into a store. This has never happened.
Gotta get the hair done.
When I was younger and I was in the martial arts, I would get that. Of course, my hair was closer to him. It was a little blonder, a lot less gray. You know, wore just a mustache in those days, and people could have swore I was. Who was it that they kept saying I was? Chuck Norris, right? Norris. Way back, right? I walked into a store yesterday and someone went, Jesus, you look just like Ozzy. God almighty. True story, you know? And unlike other YouTube content creators, I never get recognized. I go into a store, I go into a record store, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows me from Adam. I kind of like it, actually. I wouldn't know how to handle being recognized. But anyway, that was kind of cool. Okay, so did I cover everything he had to say there? Yes, I did. So let me get on with here to the main part of what we're talking about. At this point, I would probably announce merch, but you guys know it's there. It's in the click on the title. We have a tribal mug. All right, I'll devote more time to that on another stream. But I did want to go over those who gave us super thanks on our last channel, and then we're going to get, or on our last stream, and then we're going to get right into the meat of things tonight. First of all, we got a $5 super thanks. Oh my goodness, another one. Michael Boswell with the power of two. I didn't get a chance to read it. I'll get right over to you, Michael. Thank you, brother. $2 super thanks right there, and I'll be right there to read it. But Deuces Wild, he was in earlier.
Oh my
Good
goodness.
Lord.
45 RPM.
Oh, and a $5 super thanks there. I'm looking, on my screen. It's so small. I'll be with you both in just a minute. So Deuces Wild came in with a $5 super thanks. Agent Pepsi One, the divine Agent Pepsi One, ninth grade history teacher. All right. $5 from her. Ben Scheidecker, $5. Thank you so much, Ben. Deuces Wild again in with an additional $10 super thanks. There's no stopping him. Thank you so much, Deuce. Seriously. And Rockin' Robin Bird in with the power of two. $2. Thank you so much. You guys, like I said, and I've said it many times, you are definitely helping us at a time when the channel is going through some difficult times. Nothing to be concerned about. We're still growing. Don't get it. It's just the growth is called slowed down, right? Okay, so let's get on to the idea of giving a tribute to Ozzy. And this is where I'll have to kind of take a look here because I had this whole build up and I had it in my head and I had to deal with this crap. But when we talk about Ozzy's last performance with Black Sabbath and his death, uh, we're seeing a moment that put Ozzy truly on the level of any living rock star in 2025, including Paul McCartney. Now, there 2 or 3 years ago, that wouldn't have been true. Ozzy was the madman of heavy metal, very successful in there, but he was no Paul McCartney. Yeah, he couldn't draw like Paul McCartney. But right now, at this moment, he is that big, right? Not just because of his work with Black Sabbath, not just because of his amazing solo career or his wildly successful television show with his family, and not even just because of his passing. All right. All notable events in rock and roll. Rather, it's the story, folks. It's the story that I wanted to focus on tonight. Hungry young singer makes good with his band, succumbs to the trappings of a world he wasn't ready to understand. He should have, he could have died several times, but he didn't, right? With the help of his wife, Sharon, the love of his life, he got a second chance in an extremely successful solo career. But there were losses, there were deaths, some were dying, but he didn't. There were accidents that could have taken his life, but they didn't. He got older, and many of his contemporaries around him, as we've discussed early, died around him, but he didn't. He was told to stop, that his body couldn't take it anymore, but he didn't. Instead, with every single last breath that he could summon, he took the spotlight seated on a chair. No, a throne. A throne that now takes on more meaning than it did even during that concert, right? And he performed that out of sheer willpower. And he gave us not only a show, he gave us a superior show. My wife, who is not a heavy metal fan by any stretch of the imagination, was absolutely amazed with both his solo presentation and that of Black Sabbath. And 15 days later, many of his family.
Oh my goodness. Franco Blondie came in with the super thanks, hon.
I'll be right with him, buddy.
Thank you so much,
Franco. I'll be with you, White Monkey. Thank you.
That is so nice.
Again, 15 days later, many of his friends, his family, and fans would continue to live. But he didn't. Okay. So finally, in death, Ozzy has achieved a legendary status. This goes beyond losing Buddy Holly, right? And I don't think it quite challenges the absolute dirty dog murder of John Lennon, but this comes close as far as being newsworthy and memorable, if you think about it. Okay. You see, despite all of his accomplishments and frailties as a man, Ozzy Osbourne has risen to rock God status just because of the damn story. The whole story is such a monumental. I mean, this is, think about it. Translated into a gunslinger story. Young kid gets out there, finally gets popped out, by a superior gunman, but he survives the wound. He comes back, and finally he takes on the guy, but then he dies in a blaze of glory, almost like Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. It's that big. It's that dramatic of a thing, of a happening, isn't it? So think about that. Now, I want to talk about a tribute, but before I do that, I'm going to get on down here and cover these last. Let's see. Oh boy, was there three that came in, babe? Yeah, it was with my. Let me make sure. Deuces Wild. I don't see him. Yeah, I got him. Okay, good. Michael Boswell in with the power of two. Hail, hail, rock and roll. Oh God, can't you feel it tonight? Think about this after my show, Royce is going to be on. They're going to be talking about all the great music that came out of that area, bands and musicians, with Black Sabbath only being one. What a story, right? 45 RPM with a $5 super thanks. Thank you, brother. He says, glad I made the stream. I was at Lollapalooza here in Chicago, even though the lineup this year is subpar, in my opinion. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness. Storm Cop. All right, brother, I'll be right with you. I think I got one more to handle.
You know we love you, Storm Cop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Did you hear that, Storm Cop? Yeah, she goes, we love you, Storm Cop.
Oh, boy.
AKA James.
So
James W. James W. What? None of your business. It's good to see you, James. Franco Blondie, aka White Monkey, $5. Ozzy passing after his farewell concert to his fans is stuff of rock legend. I think there, give you a thumbs up. That's what I'm trying to come up with here. He has become legendary, even though legendary would be a description of any one of his careers, his show, you know, his the final show, and then of course his death. I saw an interview with Tony Iommi, who said he honestly believes, as many of you did, that Ozzy was just staying alive to that show. He completed the show. He gave himself 2 weeks to revel in what he had accomplished, and there was nothing out left in him. He was told by everybody not to do the show. Sharon tried to get him not to do the show. We covered all of this. This this becomes a legend upon of a legend, really, if you think about it. That's what I'm saying when I say this isn't just him. Being on the level of any kind of wonderful rock star like Sammy Hagar or Robert Plant. No, he's brought himself up to almost Beatles status because of the actual story. Just plain and simple. Oh, Storm Cop, what are we going to do with you? A wonderful gift of $50. Thank you so much, brother. This is a small thank you. Yeah, you call that small. All right, brother. I'll go along with that fantasy. He says, this is a small thank you for the video you posted about our tribal queen. Love that video. Oh, yeah, he's talking about a short. That was at the very end of one of my streams, and I always review my streams. That way that's how I can get better, how I can improve the stream and everything. I got to see how it came off and everything. And I saw that portion. I go, my editing hands had to get into that. because that, you know what, that was a real moment, folks. That's pretty much how Kimberly and I react to each other. It was just so off the cuff, but thank you, brother. Yeah. I think it got around 1,500 views. It has nothing to do with rock and roll. It's just me and Kimberly chit chatting, huh? For the most part, and announcing my next stream. I managed to get that in there. Use it as a commercial. All right. Okay, so that gets. Thank you so much, Stormcop. All of you guys tonight have been amazing.
Yes.
That gets to all the tributes, and when I was putting this all together, I was asking myself, what are we going to do? uh, I mean, I could cover all these tributes. I mean, there are dozens of videos of bands that are doing versions of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne songs. There are trillions of videos of people coming in. I just mentioned Tony Iommi. That was a tribute video from Tony Iommi where he was talking about how he feel Ozzy. He even said Ozzy didn't look good during the rehearsals. They'd have to shorten rehearsals often with the band playing without him on there, and that's how they pulled this off, right? And I thought, I don't want to do that all stream. You guys have seen those videos up and left. What I thought was more a part of the uh, uh, what we cover here on the stream was a tribute by someone who claimed to love Ozzy, but, right, of course. Now think about the timing of this. Okay. Um, this is what, a week and how many days after Ozzy has passed away, right? Ted Nugent, boy, said that he loved Ozzy, that he had fond memories of them touring with Ozzy and Black Sabbath back in the day. Uh, and he went on all this flowery speech. He made he made a mark on rock and roll, blah 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 blah. But Ted Nugent, there was a but coming, and he talked about some of Ozzy's personal choices and some of the things. He what he mentioned Ozzy's drug use, alcohol use, and he felt that the TV show was designed to make Ozzy look like a buffoon. He said it in other words. I'm paraphrasing the dude. Um, I don't want to read his entire comment. It'd give him too much power. Love Ted Nugent as a guitar player, right? I've had several of his albums, but like Bruce Springsteen, I don't have to like the guy to collect his cool music, right? But then he used a word that I thought, whoa, he says, but I condemned all of that. Well, aren't we special, Teddy? You condemned all of that. Less than 2 weeks after Ozzy Osbourne passed away. Now, there's going to come a time. Uh, if you go back far enough on my videos and me being over on Royce, I'm the first one on the panel over there uh, to bring up negative aspects, especially when it came to one of Ozzy's family. I don't even want to mention that, right? Uh, but I was also, I also said that individual had good points as well, right? But now's not the time to be bringing this stuff up. There will come a time, but I think we need to live with this for a while. This is a little soon for this. Critical responses. The Ozzy Osbourne story's coming out. True fans of Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne know quite a bit of the story. Casual fans know quite a bit of the story about Ozzy. It's not like he was off hiding it and got busted one day. Oh, no, you mean you're all that? We kind of saw him being all that, whatever that was. I don't even want to discuss that. I'd rather discuss the fact that, this man wound up being lead singer in one of the greatest classic rock heavy bands of all time, that he then reinvented himself and became an icon in heavy metal as a solo artist, brought on some freaking great talent, right? and he had a successful TV show. I didn't watch it, not my thing, so to speak. Right? That's not something I watch, but I acknowledge it was successful. Right? And it helped. It helped keep him into the eyes of moms and pops all around the world. People who weren't even interested in any of his music watched that show. So that brought him on to a bigger dynamic. I'd rather focus on his hits rather than his misses. You know, I saw as a matter of fact, I just showed Kimberly a picture of Jakey Lee. And I say, remember him from the concert and me telling you that guy? See, I didn't know that was Jakey Lee. I didn't know what he looked like, folks. I knew who he was, right? I covered him, when he got shot. We covered that in Las Vegas. But I didn't know specifically what he looked like. Remember, I collected Black Sabbath albums, but not Ozzy Osbourne albums, except for starting with Patient Number Nine. All right, and my next purchase, they've got a version of that in clear vinyl. I just want to get that because that's his send off, folks. That's his send off. And I'll be getting that down the line. If I do, I'll do an unboxing for you guys, especially for the tribal channel members, right? Tribal elders and tribal chieftains. Okay. So, but I saw an interview with him just today, and this was my last note concerning Ozzy tonight. Um, and they were asking
Agent
him,
Pepsi just came in
"Oh
with
my
the
goodness,
super things.
how you
Oh,
doing,
Agent Pepsi, you're always so
uh,
wonderful.
Agent
Thank
Pepsi?
you
We,
so
you know
much.
what we think
Oh,
about you."
Ben Scheidegger's back in the house. Awesome.
Yeah, and she says Ozzy's
Oh,
show was
Agent
really not
Pepsi.
kind in portraying him. Yes, yes, and that's what Ted Nugent said as well. And like I said, I haven't seen it. I've seen scenes from it, and yeah, he's not looking like the sharpest tool in the shed. But I just my biggest criticism, Agent, was that bringing it up now. You know, give the man a rest for a while. Let's revel in what he accomplished, and then, as we procure rock, especially as channel members and everything, I'm not going to back away from those parts of the story. I just don't want to deal with it now, right? I'd feel like I'm being opportunistic, like kind of like Ted Nugent being opportunistic. Look, oh, what a good boy I am. Boring. But anyway, I saw this thing and they were questioning him, the day of the concert. And they tried to get him to talk, about past things. If you don't know the story about Jake Lee, he took over after Randy Rhoads died, and he wrote or co-wrote a lot of the songs. Was it "Bark of the Moon," right? And he was told just as they were getting the album ready that his credits wouldn't be put on there, right? And that it looked like all of this was written by Ozzy and or the bass player and who was it, Randy the drummer at that time. And then he was then shortly after that he wrote the songs for the next album and was let go and was told not to say anything, and if he did, at one point they even said they'll if he said anything, they would take his guitar tracks off and have them recorded or something like that. So it wasn't a good thing. But here's the deal: the whole time he only spoke good of Sharon, right? And if there was an enemy he had, it certainly was Sharon. And he spoke great of Ozzy, right? Uh, he understood something that Ted Nugent didn't. This was not the time for dirty laundry, right? He could decide to speak about that in 3 to 6 months or next year, right? He could write a book about it or anything. But the man not only played great, I didn't know he had arthritis in his right hand, right? Boy, couldn't tell that day, you know. And I don't know if he was loaded up on something so he couldn't feel the pain and just, kicked ass or what, but it sure sounded good. Not knowing who he was, the whole time I kept bringing Kimberly over to the car. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, And then I found out he was J.K. Lee. Oh, all right. Yeah, kind of heard of him before, right? And but he was the guy out of the house band that really sung it out for me, right? So my question to you guys tonight is this. Is the story more important right now? Are Ozzy's successes and his accomplishments what we should be focusing on now? Or should we just, the heck with that, all's fair in love and war, and start bringing out all the dirty laundry so soon after his death? Because I'd be curious what you guys think. I'm going to start up here pretty close to the top. A lot of these at the very top I had already seen. TJR's Classic Rock Corner.
Oh my goodness, Michael Boswell came in with a super thing.
I'll be right with you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
I'll be right with you. Oh my goodness, a $5 one. Yeah, where I am in it, your $2 one is showing right now. So that's why that surprised me. TJR F Classic Corner, Rock Corner, I should say. A great channel. Love him. Let's see. Stephen, I was trolled.
Oh, that's so nice.
I was trolled and also downloaded my old videos and doctored them and made me sound like a racist or anti-Semite. I know you're dealing with this stuff too. I'm aware. I've been at your streams. You know that, brother. Yeah, absolutely. I know you're dealing with that. Kevin Still Music and Other Carnage. I didn't shout you out earlier. The Black Sabbath t-shirts from the live stream on July 5th should arrive tomorrow. Yeah, I'm really kicking myself, but I'll get the cheaper one. I just haven't gotten around to it. There's one I found for about $12.99. It looks like it's got a good thickness to it, but I couldn't tell. The pictures were kind of uncomparable. I'm sure yours is going to rock, brother. And I'll bet you're glad you got the more expensive ticket now. Huh? I got the $30 ticket, Chintzy me. Let's see. Jorge Pita, Marxist. And he's got all of the, doing this and a face full of tears and laughing. Oh, man. Let's see what else here. Oh, good Lord. Jorge, you're so cool. He says, Groucho was my favorite Marxist. Royce in the house. Ozzy the legend. You're so right, brother. Ozzy the legend. I'm sure you're going to do him up tonight really good. And I'll be in the peanut gallery and I'll be troll hunting. So watch out because Royce has fully deputized me. I'll have your nuts for breakfast. Let's see. Piccolina the cat, Jorge. She's responding. My favorite too, she says. Let's see. Igor Splitting. I have to bow out now. All right, Gear Gem. Good night, Michael. I was surprised you made it. I thought you weren't going to make it at all. Thank you so much for at least getting part of it. All right, I appreciate it so much. Michael, Kimberly, and the tribe. Good night, he says. Catch you all on the next stream. Ozzy was the first tree in the forest of Meadow. Kilo 19 says that. What's that, babe? Did I get everybody? Or was I? Let me make sure. Oh, I didn't get Michael yet, did I? Let's see. I love this statement here. $5 super thanks. Thank you, Michael. This is great. Michael is always so well thought out, isn't he, babe?
Yes, he is.
Everyone has dirt in their lives. No point to dig it up when they die. Yeah, I've got dirt. I've freely told you, man, I'm a recovering alcoholic. That wasn't a pretty time in my life, right? And when I finally pass off this mortal coil, I would appreciate it if that wasn't the first thing people thought of. Is remember what a crazy drunk Michael was, that nutcase. No, you know, I'd rather them kind of think, of me from my better parts of me, not not the lower level of me. We all have a lower level, right? And I'm not afraid to reach near that, as you guys well know, even by the stream tonight. You can tell. I'll get in the trenches with you, you know, but I'd rather not, right? If you come on this stream and just stay with the idea of the stream and have a conversation and everything here, there would be no need to be troll hunting on this channel. But what is it about me you don't like, young man? Hmm. 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 Yeah. Got to do some soul searching, brother. Got to do some soul searching. Deuce's Wild says Ozzy wasn't perfect, but that's normal. Thank you, Deuce. I admire him very much. He's in my upper pantheon of rock stars. Hell, Teddy too. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You heard me. I admit it. I like him. I had a couple of his albums. Right. I love rock and roll and heavy metal. Amen to that. Amen to that. Who else can I get here? Stormcop says Ozzy had his problems, but I will not disrespect him, especially after his death. That's just me. Well, that's just me as well, James. That's me as well, right? Um, yeah, let ye who has not sinned cast the first stone, and watch people line up to cast that first stone. James, there's people out there that think their shit don't stink, right? Certain trolls out there that think their shit don't stink. And that's just simple. And, that's a fact of life. I couldn't believe it because I was always taught to look at myself in the mirror, to see myself as others might see me in a negative light, right? And then I decide to still continue to be the asshole I'm always counted on to be. No, I do. I do a double take of me all the time. That's the only way you can grow as a human being. That's the only way that you can mature as a human being. And I still fall far short of even being an average kind of sinful kind of individual, right? I don't put myself up as any paragon of virtue or anything. I'm just a guy with a mouth. I've said that before. Open mouth, insert foot, will travel. That's me in a nutshell, folks. I have an opinion, right? I'd like to keep this on the up and up and have a good time and be really enjoyable, but I won't tolerate them foreigners, them trolls, right? Just won't do it, and especially when they don't even know what they're talking about. All right, folks, that about covers the stream for tonight. I want to thank each and every one of you. I do want to make a plea to you to show up at Royce's. He'll start probably about 38 minutes from now. All right, we're going to shut down just a touch sooner. I had all this stuff going. Air conditioning is down and everything. I want to God, every single one of you that were in the stream tonight, Kimberly and I love you all so much, right? That means you, the viewers, or don't even make comments, but you somehow
Yes,
wind up
we
here.
do.
We appreciate you all so much. We've got 59 thumbs up, so we bumped that 50 mark, and we are still 41. The guy just never stops demanding, Mildred. Yeah, that's me. We're only 40 away from this hitting the 100 mark. If we can get it up to the 100 mark, then the replay will do better. And it always depends how fast we hit that 100 mark, right? If it's in a day or two, that doesn't help. But if you can get it in the first 24 hours, 36 hours at the latest. Then it bumps up. Somehow it winds up in other people's feeds a little more. It's how they do this thing here. And I appreciate it. Boy, two more of you right there, right there. And I appreciate it. By the way, if you're a viewer here, uh, and you're not a subscriber to the channel, that's easy. All you have to do, here he goes, is hit that subscribe to the tribe button. All right. Tap that top bell icon. Step one, step two. And step three will be you will be magically notified of all my future videos and streams. And keep an eye on those buttons that you just tapped because sometimes they disappear, right? And there's no way that I can address the issue because uh, when it's done this way, you know why you might be losing, subscribers. It's a political thing that I'm not even involved in. You would think that YouTube would be absolutely grateful that there's a classic rock channel out there that doesn't talk about politics, right? But maybe it's my southern accent. Kiki, what do you think?
I think so.
You think so? You
I
think
so.
you think that they're thinking I might be a particular sort? Huh?
I do think so.
Mhm. Well, the tribal chiefess says so,
I
right?
say so.
She says so. I go, she's a boss, not me. All right, guys, I had a great time tonight. It was a difficult stream to present tonight for me. Dealing with all of that. I will make short work of trolls in the future. It will just be, this is the last time I'm going to spend this much time dealing with subhuman monkeys who haven't got a brain. Okay. All you tribal marshals, just be on the lookout. Did I miss any trolls tonight?
Nope.
No.
Storm Cop took care of them if there was any.
Oh, Storm Cop took care of them?
Oh, yeah. You got to get up pretty early in the morning to fool Storm
Oh,
Cop.
I know. Yeah. No, man. We call him the kid. Yeah, he's faster than lightning, you know. All right, guys. You know what we think about you. This is becoming more of a family type of thing, or a very close family tied friendship. I love it. I love it, and that's what I want for this stream. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good vibes and everything, and we can still argue amongst each other, but then we can say, "All right, nice match, Michael, and I'll see you on your next stream. And I'm going to get you then, or I'll have to say, whoa, you guys blew me away tonight, Let's, let's disagree, but let's do it with a taste of being a gentleman and a lady, right? You know what a lady is. A lady is someone who goes to Gilligan and says, I'll stands by you, Master Gilligan. I'll stands by you.
Oh,
I
my
will.
goodness. Ben Scheidegger just came in with a super.
Thank you, Ben. We are the tribe.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Ben, you rock.
So wonderful.
You're a rock star. Why, you taught me how to walk and how to talk like a regular lady. One of my favorite episodes from Gilligan's Island. Well, I'll leave you with that bit of deep thought. And hopefully I'll see you guys over in the peanut gallery at Royce in the House, 6:30 PST. So adjust your time zones accordingly. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. All right, folks. Night.